Well, I want to take a few minutes of your time and introduce some new features that you're going to see on our site. Number one, the big one, we think, we have instituted one fee to pass pricing for all our subscriptions at all levels. So this means, and I give an example here, if you pay $3.15 Canadian for level 1, you do not pay again for level 1 until you pass level 1. And there are other companies that offer this sort of pass guarantee that if you don't pass, they'll extend the content. Some of them have requirements like you must watch so many hours of video or do so many questions or so many mock exams. We have none of that. We have two requirements. Well, we're going to assume that you're a serious person and that you registered for the exam because you were serious about doing the exam. But something happened. Whatever happened, because stuff happens in life. Whatever happened, we're not going to look at the footprint that you leave on our site and say, well, you really didn't try. We're not going to do that. All you got to do, show us your results, right? And then show us your registration for the next exam window that you select. Because with multiple exam windows per year, we don't know where to extend you, and we want to automate the process. So you just upload those two forms and your subscription for whatever you took, even if you took one level. At level 1, 3150, and you only bought fixed income, that will extend for you to the next registration window that you have. And we are not going to adjust any of our pricing to reflect this new feature. It's just something we're going to add on, which speaks to our confidence in our pass rate. If our pass rate were no better than the industry, let's take level 2, about 45% pass, which means 55% DNP, do not pass. If we were no better than the industry average, we could not afford to do that. We would definitely have to almost double this price if we had to carry 55% of our subscribers every year for free. There's no way we could afford to do that. So being that we are doing this and we are not budging our price, it sort of tells you something about our confidence in our pass rate. Number 2, we now have a Bloomberg subscription. Wasn't cheap. Taxes, the full cost taxes in about $30,000 US per year. And no, we are not increasing our price to reflect any of that either. That's just something we're going to add on. How does it benefit you? We are going to be incorporating more Bloomberg screenshots into our learning videos, maybe creating seminars around certain parts of it. When I say certain parts, using Bloomberg to demonstrate some application of something in the market, not necessarily a tutorial on the Bloomberg system, and even screenshots into the questions. We know that going forward, in the years going forward, CFAI is going to be bringing in more Bloomberg screenshots into its higher levels, level 2, especially at level 3, because many of you will be using the Bloomberg terminal in your career. You may as well start seeing the screenshots and getting comfortable with what the screens look like, all the different possible screens. So we're going to bring that in to the system, into our videos, into our question bank, into our mock exam questions, different screenshots as a setup to something, or within the video. If we were talking about yield curves, maybe we'll take a look at the actual yield curve that day that I'm doing the video, and we'll make some comments about, well, what strategy, especially for level 3, here's what the yield curve looks like. What strategy would we follow given this yield curve, right? So that will be added, which is just added value to the learning material that you're going to be getting, is that you're going to start to see more of these screenshots and get more comfortable with the layout of what a Bloomberg screen looks like. Our level 3 AM mock exams, I have mentioned this before, but I think it is worth mentioning because I believe we're the only ones that have this at this point. Our mock exams are partially self-grading, our level 3 AM mock exams, because there are some things where you just clicked on now, you know, if you circle above average risk tolerance, average risk tolerance, or below, if you click on it, the system knows to award a point. So it is partially self-grading, and for the rest of it, we do have video walkthroughs and very detailed grading keys. If that's not enough, we have live drop-in grading sessions, 16 hours of drop-in grading session per exam. And there are 4 exams, so we offer 64 hours of live drop-in grading, where it's live. On the other side of that screen is a grader, a live grader, who will walk through the entire exam. And we are not increasing our price at level 4 to reflect that. That's just something that we're going to bring in and offer as well. So this is ready now. This is instituted now. You'll start seeing the Bloomberg screenshots in the 2022 content. So if you're level 3, well, you're not going to be with us next year. You're pretty much going to be done. At least that's what we're both hoping, right? You and I are both hoping that you'll be done. So you'll not actually get to see any of that. But if you're level 1 or 2, this is something you have to look forward to as you move to level 2 and level 3. And finally, we're going to introduce some new comment functionality for 2022. And we're not quite certain all of the features that we're going to have, but it will be a more powerful comment feature in terms of the types of comments you can use and in terms of the type of information that you can give us at the time you place your question, that allows us to better understand what you're asking and exactly what you're referring to. So you have that to look forward to. So do we. We are trying out a number of different patterns to see what works the best without hindering anybody or without introducing something really onerous. But there is going to be new functionality. Some of it's kind of exciting. This is for 2022. You're not going to notice anything different for 2021. Everything is going to stay exactly the way it is, but for 2022, there will be improved comment functionality. That's it.